Good morning, Nutters, and welcome to week 9 of GigaUP, our weekly podcast about the Giga Nuts Fantasy Football League and the upcoming matchups of the week. For this special Halloween episode, I'm your host, Douchebag Sal, and I will, of course, be joined weekly by fellow owners and former Giga Nuts champions, Disheveled Kamish and Prisoner Mike, to discuss all of the happenings around the league. We will also be joined this episode by second-time special guest, Gilly Josh.
So it's time for Gilly edition.
What's up, Josh?
It is time for Gilly edition.
What's up?
Thank you for hopping on the show, Josh. We appreciate
your
it,
presence.
Second time on the Powerankings show.
Yeah,
It's always fun.
every 4 weeks for those who are not that tapped in. But obviously, it is a power ranking episode, so I say we get right into those. I feel like everyone gets excited about that. And we've had some big risers and some people that have definitely gone down. So I will take the pleasure of introducing the back-to-back number 1 overall team, my fellow co-owner and friend, Prisoner Mike. Oh, wait, not co-owner.
Prison Mike. Prison Mike, by the way.
Prison Mike.
Yeah, I mean,
has once again came in at 1.
Happy to be up here. Thank you for the committee for voting on me again.
No surprises. There's not much to say.
Yeah. Your team has only gotten better. We'll get to that a little bit later, but it doesn't look like it'll change week 12 when we do the next one, because you'll see why. Moving into second place, we have co-owners Joey and Mark. I believe they were second last time, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The little line next to his name means.
Oh, yes, I see that. I don't know why I ignored that. Not much has changed about their team, but we'll save everything about the teams when we get later into the matchups. And then rounding out the podium in third place, we have Curry and Hammy, who were also 3 week 4 when we did the last power ranking.
3 solid teams.
No surprises.
3 T2 squads we knew were good after the draft.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. For our 4, 5, and 6 rankings, I have came in 4th. Whoop whoop, went up 5 spots since the last power rankings, where I was settled at 9th. So shout out to everyone that appreciated what the team has done.
1-3 to 4-4.
0-3.
Oh, well, when the power rankings.
Oh yes, I was 1-3. Yep.
1-3. 1-3 in the first ones and 3-1 this time.
There we go.
The last 2 months.
That's an upward trajectory right there. In 5th place, we have Team Luca motherfucking Genoese, who has only dropped down 1 spot. He was 4th last time. And in 6th place, we have Kyle and Beam, who have stayed steady. As in week 4, they were also in 6th place. In 7th, we have our other co-host, Disheveled Kamish. He has went up 1. He was 8 on the previous one. 8th place, we have Rossi, who has dropped 1. And 9th, we have Josh, who has dropped 4.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised.
We'll get to that.
I'm kind of surprised John beats out CJ. I mean, I know record and all, but definitely team for team, I probably like CJ's better, but just interesting.
I just forget what Bucky Irving can do, man.
True. I do be forgetting that.
We see. Off topic, but I was in a call earlier with John, and we were talking about his team, and like we were kind of just like, oh, like when John's team's healthy, like he does have a good squad. Completely forgot he had Bucky Irving. Like I thought Tajay Spears was just his RB2 rest of the season, and I was like, like this is kind of a hole. And then he was like, I was like, wait, he has Bucky Irving. Like it's kind of like a really important piece that I feel like everyone in the league's forgetting except John. So on paper, it is a little bit closer roster versus roster than people would imagine.
I agree.
And rounding out the bottom 10, we have Jay and Nate at 10, Dan at 11, and of course Liam at 12. All 3 of those were placed in that order in week 4, so nothing has changed near the bottom of the Giga Nuts leaderboard. Yeah, they're all pretty shit. But those are the power rankings. I'll read it down 1 through 12 just one more time. We have Bishop, Joey and Mark, Curry and Hammy, and then we have myself, Luca, Kyle and Beam, Kamish, Rossi, Josh, Jay and Nate, Dan, and Liam. So stay tuned for our what will be our week 13 episode, where you can see our next version of the power rankings. Now that that's over with, let's give one more introduction to the special guest, my main man Gilly Josh. We brought him on here for one reason, and that is because we saw a fire sale, an absolute sale happened over the last 3 days. Josh, who obviously coming into the season, y'all have heard about how good his team was. Just really, really unfortunate events have happened that he really couldn't have like done anything as a manager to control. A lot went wrong, which ultimately led to Josh blowing up the team, and he now has a fuck ton of capital, but he has a pretty dog shit team. So, if you don't mind, Josh, we are going to ask you a couple questions so you can kind of break down what led up to the sell, how you feel about the sell, and just kind of everything about your season.
So I just want to say, yeah, first off, it has been a very unfortunate year. I think, I was definitely really anticipating it. And first off, the Malik Neighbors injury really sucked. And the next thing you know, this was before the Neighbors injury, but traded a third for Bowers, and then Bowers did not play. And when he did play, he was clearly not the same person. And then, yeah, it was just Lamar getting injured. And then once it was like, okay, I still have the running back depth. Wait, actually, no. Both your running, both Walker and then Hubbard are now in committees. Luckily, I got Daddle, but like, it was frustrating. So, and before we get into any of the trades, I was losing to Jay, and I said before I had like this really easy stretch, I'm gonna sell if I lose any of the gimme games, and I was pretty certain I was gonna lose to Jay. So I decided to put the team
I
on
don't
trade
blame you
block.
for selling. I don't think I would have been very happy with my team after this
Having
week,
two
even
committees
with
is
the
so
win.
unsustainable.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
both your third round running backs and no Malik, like your entire third round went to.
And like you said, like I think Sal pointed out, like it's not like you couldn't do anything because the moment that they became committees, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went
Like
from
no
potential
one's
20 to
buying
30 points
them,
for 15.
and even if they are, it's for a seventh, a sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted
If
Kenneth,
Sixth is generous.
and then I was like, oh well, he just doesn't play football anymore.
Just
for
get the ball,
Seahawks.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, like last week before this week, you put up I think league high 173. And
Yeah.
just going back, like your team was very consistent in scoring high points. Like, did you imagine like this like a month ago? Put yourself in the shoes that you were in a month ago. Like, did you even the slightest bit see anything like this happening?
I would say I definitely, from the start, I think I lost to Kyle, and I scored like 104, and I was like, wow, like I just had a bad feeling, honestly. Like it just like next 2 weeks I won, and then it just seemed like the games that I should have won, and the games that I needed to win, that big teams win, I didn't. Like I didn't beat Bishop, um, I didn't beat Kyle, I didn't beat Mark and Joey. I did beat Curry, but besides that, like my record, I've beat teams that like I should have beat. So and I beat Sal, but that was before Sal's team locked in. Yeah, I think like, yeah, I don't know. I had a feeling that I think more and more I thought about it, like, am I gonna be that contender that I was supposed to be? I don't know.
D2 is tough this year, man.
Brutal.
Yeah.
And without those tiebreakers, it's really hard to like bank on like, oh, I can get in even if. Dude, we were all there, or Sal wasn't, but we were all there in 2021.
Yeah, I mean,
that four-way D1 tie.
yeah, I think with how competitive our division is, and then regardless of what I did, like the big teams are buying, and I don't have a third, so it's like you look at the future and you say, the position you're in, you're behind in tiebreakers. Do you really want to buy with new divisions next year? Like, what if you're not gonna buy, then what are you gonna do? So
yeah. So like moving on from that one, like if you had to like characterize your season by maybe like some of a mistake, do you think the mistakes happen more so on draft day or during the actual season and the managerial or GM decisions?
I would say, you can't hit yourself for keeping Neighbors. I
No,
think
not at all.
um nor I think Hubbard. I do think that did fall victim to the ADP trap in the fourth with DJ Moore, and I think I did also fall into the trap of trying to get handcuffs when there was still very serious talent in the sixth, seventh round. Like Javante was an eighth round pick. I think Rome went before I picked in the sixth. Well, I know Emeka Buga did. He definitely went before I picked in the sixth. So I think that could have had a better draft, but I just once the season rolled, I think obviously it was just the Bowers trade that just sent me back. Missing the third, and the guy doesn't play, and now it's like, luckily he's back, so hopefully he's back and healthy. But he's not back and healthy to win me any games. So
Yeah.
and I like to say too. First off, I think let's discuss what the trades actually were, because I think so. Obviously, lose Sunday, and next thing you know, all right. I think this is like the important part. I got like four different dudes hitting my phone up. I got Rossi, I got Bishop.
I didn't hit you
texted
up.
me
You
and,
hit me up.
I thought you hit me up.
Nah, you hit me up. You said you want Gibbs. I said, all right, sure.
All right, well then hit you up, and I actually don't remember. I thought you hit me up, but and then I think
the best team in the league.
you were like, well, definitely give you an offer, but I'm doing something. Let me cook something up in a little bit. So while that's happening, I'm in a talk with CJ. I'm in a talk with Curry, and I'm gonna talk with Mark, and we're just going back and forth and back. I'm on my phone like the whole day, and Bishop's AWOL, and I'm just talking. CJ ends up finding out, like he's just not gonna work with CJ, and then it's just Curry and it's Mark, and I'm just like going back and forth. Okay, this is what they're offering. You're gonna counter, and it just keeps at just little by little. We all narrowed it down to a 2 and a 4, and then basically what happened was they just went to sleep because they're waiting on co-owner's approval, and
Why are we waiting for co-owners, guys? You own the team.
they didn't get it, and until they went to sleep, and little we find out that there's a guy who he's 3 hours behind everyone, and he was wide awake, and we got to talking, and given how a snake draft works, I figured, well, if you trade a second or if you get a second and a fourth from a team that could be guaranteed to be at least third best in the league,
Yeah, it's
then
a 2-3 minimum.
yeah, you just why
Bishop,
take the
do you have
risk?
3 6s now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
6-6.
Yeah.
And 7-1.
Jinx.
And Liam 7. So.
Yeah, but once that trade was done, the next thing you know, that's a boom. But then John hit me up. We discussed Smitty, and now I know that it just came down to me giving up a 9. I was telling him like, hey man, like I don't give up the 9. And then obviously, looking back, he definitely needed it if he wanted to keep Jalen Warren.
It's an option.
So, yeah, but got a 6 from Smitty, and then fast forward, and I was just throwing trades, like just putting people in DMs, and we were in a big 3-team deal the whole day with Drake London, and it was Kyle and Mark, because I was talking to Mark. Obviously, he's my roommate, and we were just talking about what he's gonna do with his team, and it came down to Amon-Ra, and we were like, all right, let's try to get Amon-Ra, and we heard what Kyle was offering, and we're like, yo, like we can do better. So little by little, we get more and more and more, and we're like sitting here and we're thinking, dude, like, like, all right, like, what's this deal gonna be like? Do we actually want to do this? And then out of nowhere, Joey accepts this trade that I just threw in. Like, I didn't even expect them to accept it, which was Ferguson for a 6. I'm not giving it back. Like, Mark was like, I didn't accept it. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Your co-owner accepted it. I'm not giving it back. So, made it up to him by, I think, definitely helping, being a voice for him and saying, hey man, like if you're gonna trade a lot for Amon-Ra, I think we should wait. And luckily, we talked to Sal, who we both knew was interested in Amon-Ra and London. We got a deal done for London, and Sal, I guess you want to talk about it more later, with your acquisitions, but the rest is history. So London's gone, Smitty's gone, Gibbs gone, got 2 fourths and a second, and then also 6. So
Nice.
Wait, so you have 3/4?
I do have 3/4.
Wow.
Nice,
I
nice.
know.
Good haul.
And
Good haul.
3-6. And 3-6s.
Is
Yeah, well, 2 6s. Thanks, Sal.
Oh.
yeah, no doubt. Off the top of my head, outside of okay, no. So I was gonna say is Gibbs the biggest deal, but I forgot about the Crowley deal from what would be 2 years ago, and then also the Bowers and Gibbs deal. Gibbs has been a part of 2 of the 3 biggest deals in GigaNuts history. That's funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it checks out. It's Jameer fucking Gibbs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you're getting with Jameer, and it's
He's a dog.
yeah, that boy is certified as fuck.
Yeah.
So
I have a question for Josh. Josh, I mean, how does this feel for you doing what to me feels like the same thing over and over? Does this season feel similar to seasons past? And is this just who you are? And is this what it's going to be for the next couple years like to come?
So last year, I remember I was like, I didn't have the draft capital, and I knew like this is gonna feel good selling, and I really liked it. And I think obviously once you're done selling, it sucks, but I really felt the thrill of it. And then this year, it hurt. Like there was a pain in my chest when I went to sleep, dude. Like I was like I remember
That's not ridiculous.
talking
Not
to Bishop
ridiculous to say that.
before the season, and we were just talking. We were like, dude, like you like when are you gonna do something? Like you literally like you have the underdog runs, but like when are you actually gonna like be a big team? And I was just like, this has to be the year, and it didn't. And I just kept thinking about that. I'm just like, it's unfortunately it's been the story with me. It's just I just can't have a dominant team no matter what it is. You can throw any excuse in there, but it's not gonna matter at the end of the day. So I think it's just for me like just time for a fresh start, new divisions, come into a draft. But I will say this one stung. This one stung a lot.
I'm sure.
You kind of feel like the Bengals.
Yeah, I feel like everything you do is just like it's not good enough. But
This
yeah.
is discouraging.
I feel really bad, bro.
This is sad.
I was
Dude,
like,
Josh, we
when
were all really excited for your squad this year.
dude,
All 3 of these hosts.
Yeah, I
mean,
was
and,
too.
like genuinely, I think I was in John. Were we in a call when Bishop got Gibbs?
Yes.
Yes,
Because I
and,
went, oh
like-
shit, trade just went through.
And then we saw it, and like it wasn't the fact that Bishop got Gibbs that stuck out to me first. It was more like, holy shit, like Josh is really selling. Because like obviously when you trade Gibbs, that's the best player on 99% of teams. It was like, holy shit, like it really sucked to see because I think all 3 of us in all the hosts were super big advocates for you going into this year, like pre-draft, before we even had the show. Like we loved what you had at a ridiculous amount of capital, and I really thought you drafted well. Which is why like I don't really think it's fair to blame yourself at the draft. Like yeah, you could say like the handcuff thing, like sure, probably should have scouted a little bit better, but like dude, I thought your draft went great.
Yeah.
I did too.
It was
The
just
third round went
really-
great, and the whole third round just ended up the whole third and fourth round besides Jackson ended up.
I do remember
it.
the only pick that I questioned was Moore because I remember going up to you draft day and
Yeah.
I was like, how do you feel about Moore? And I think even then you were a little hesitant, but like it was best player available where you picked him in terms of ADP and like what like we know DJ Moore can do when fully like utilized. But definitely sad. Like going off all this, like would you consider this season a success because of the capital going into new divisions? Would you consider it a failure, just flat out heartbreak? Like what's like how would you describe your season in like a couple words?
I would definitely say it's a failure. It's like this was a Super Bowl or championship or bust year for me. So I think obviously there's the silver lining is that despite the setbacks, team was really good enough to get capital for selling. But it was definitely a failure. I mean, the talk is like as much as you want to talk about it, like how like oh like it's just unfortunate. Like there was expectations and didn't live up to it. So I think it's just a matter of like just gotta swallow your pride with this one. I think I think that's what I've learned. I think so much this year because every year I learn. I've definitely learned about selling big players just because I really have never done that before. But I also just learned about just cancel out the noise and just don't don't ever play tunnel vision. Like don't ever GM tunnel vision. I think that's been my problem the whole time is, Liam comes to me and says you want Bowers week 2 and I'm like this is gonna be great. Like this is gonna make me a Super Bowl team. But
But it's
then
week
it's
3.
like yeah, and then it's like oh well I just traded
You
early
gotta
even though I said
you can
I
only
wouldn't.
trade mid rounders in the
Yeah,
early weeks.
middling town.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
We
never
saw
doing that
it.
again.
We saw it with Luca and Henry. Although Henry's looking a little bit better, but
Bouncing
it's
back.
just it's not worth it to spend anything more than like a 4 before like week 4, in my opinion.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything that could like potentially happen? The trade deadline's still 3 full weeks away if you count week 9 because it hasn't started yet. Like, is there anything that you could do, like one last move, maybe ship off Bowers or something like that, for you to consider this season like successful in a sense?
I'd say yeah. I think Bowers is definitely still he's available for anyone, and Jackson is available for anyone, which I am excited for because they're both coming back, and I really do think that knowing my luck, they're gonna play really good after I sold. So I think it's definitely gonna help their value bump up a little bit. And then it's just literally like if anyone's playing great enough, like I think besides maybe Dowdle and Charbonnet, I think are the possibly only two untouchables just because of keepers. But I would say yeah. Besides those, like if you play good enough and there's offers, you know, just listen to them. So
Absolutely. Yeah, we appreciate you being so open and answering all of our questions with such deep
Heartbreaking.
insightfulness. Yeah, that was it's so sad, man. I'm sorry once again. I know I've said it a couple of times, and I know I literally took one of your players, but it really did suck to see you sell. Your team was so good, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, it sucked. I mean, yeah, I just
It's part of
what can
fantasy.
you do?
Yeah, it's part of fantasy. Shit happens.
And I will
But
say this too. Sorry, I'll just say one more thing.
no, 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 go ahead.
Biggest reason also too is that it's also just competition. And you looked at my team and you look at Bishop's team, and I just kept thinking, we'll get into Bishop's team.
Yeah.
But
Right. About 10 seconds.
yeah, yeah.
It's with that being said, we're gonna move into our bust worthy game of the week. And for what feels like the fucking 5th time this year, it does include our fellow co-host Mikey Bish and a D1 team. Our game of the week is Bishop versus CJ. And obviously, we just kind of evaluated it for like 10 minutes talking about Josh Selling, but Bishop was the best team in the league prior to this week. And then he went and got one of the best players in the league in Jahmyr Gibbs. So his team is just at a whole new level. As for CJ, I'll let someone else kind of explain what's going on in CJ's head right now because I don't want
I
to
don't know if
talk.
we really can, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll let someone else try to explain to the best of their ability. I don't want to
I
talk
think
too
Bishop's not on the longest.
You know what? Here's what I'll say. CJ had a do or die week against Kyle this week, right? And we talked about it on last week's episode. We said whoever loses this game will probably be selling. CJ took that the opposite way and said, if I lose this game, I'm setting the house for whatever I need to help me win. He also got bullied by me in Sleeper because I was calling him buns at fantasy. But yeah, I mean, it really was just desperation. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Like, he was like, I need to start winning games. I can't keep sitting on my hands. And he went out and got Kyron for a pretty steep price.
Yeah.
Very.
John, would you like to explain that trade?
Yeah, so Rossi had talked to me the week before about Kyron. I was still hesitant to move players off my team because I was kind of like, well, like really, I didn't know how the outlook on my team is gonna be, and Rossi just kind of asked me the price, and I was like, no, that's not how this is gonna work, Rossi. Like you're gonna give me a first offer here, it's Kyron Williams. Like if I'm gonna sell Kyron, it's like my team is better with Kyron Williams on it. I'm aware of that. But I also know his ceiling is not always 33 points like he did. Like that's not what he's gonna do week in and week out.
Learn that
So
the hard
Rossi
way.
approached me with a 4 as an offer, and I said, okay. He wanted to do a 4 and an 8, and then I give him something late back, and 4, 8 and digs. And I looked at him, and it was like I was gonna wait a week, and so I waited my week, and oh boy, am I happy I waited my fucking week, because now he loses, and when he loses, let me tell you, he loses, and he comes in. He's desperate. He's desperate, and
He was
it's
desperate.
clear. I'm in a Discord call with him, and Sal's in there, and I'm like, so Rossi, what do you want for Kyron? What about that 4? I'm like, nah, dude, 4 and a 6. And Diggs, and he's like, okay. And then we keep going, and he eventually says yes, because I eventually keep putting down to just like, hey, if you want Kyron Williams, he's there. All you have to do, because at the beginning I was doing my little uneasy thing because I didn't know if I still wanted to sell Kyron or not. I'm fine with selling Kyron now because Devontae Adams apparently is RB1 at the goal line. So,
I'm so confused. I was like, what?
Devontae Adams just scores every touchdown within 5 yards there. So, I don't know. Even if Rossi sells, I don't think he can. He's not getting back what he sold for Kyron.
Absolutely not. It won't be close.
I think
No,
he get
no
the 4
chance.
back.
That's it.
I
Maybe
think
a
he'd
late
get the
round.
4, and maybe whatever.
Maybe like
I
8 or
don't-
9.
Yeah, I don't. But I don't know. From what it sounds like, he also, when he was making this trade, he very much thought he had a real shot at Gibbs.
Yeah, that was
His offer obviously did not stack up to other teams' offers at all, not even close.
I would say no, it definitely did not at all, and I felt bad. Felt bad
A
letting
little
him
offended. Nah, he should have been offended. Like it's fucking Jameer Gibbs, Rossi. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it was very clear that like my team's good. I think my team is good enough to make the playoffs in D1 this year. I think I have some really good schedules for the back end of the season, and some good names, and I have some good keeper candidates. But generally, I don't know. There's some decisions to be made still going forward about how I want to approach it, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Josh, I'm curious if you think that if CJ loses this game to me this week, if he's selling or if he's gonna keep hold.
I think it's clear that CJ was seeing red after his loss, and because we've never really seen this aggressiveness from CJ, and I think, let me say, the Bishop bullying is, it's a thing. It's a thing. So
Y'all let him get under y'all skin too easily.
nothing's more infuriating than Bishop trash talk sometimes, especially when you know that you've made especially when you know he's right too. You just want to prove him wrong somehow, and I think Rossi was definitely victim to that because. In what world was I think like if he was seen straight, Rossi's not doing that move with Kyron. So he's typically
I
never.
watched him trade James Cook. I watched that James Cook Tony Pollard trade 2 years ago. That boy
I don't
sucks.
yeah, I
remember
guess.
that.
Yeah.
It was something. It was with Crowley. That boy sucks at
I
fantasy.
remember
He's not
that
good at
trade.
trading.
Yeah.
After 5 years of trading picks, he still doesn't know how.
Well, with some insider information, I think that Rossi definitely has got a cooler head, and he is reported to listening to trade talks for some big people. So I think it's as much as Rossi bought. I think he really had. I mean, he has like the option not to sell, but if he loses and he's 3-6, then like what else are you gonna do? I mean, nightmare scenario. He ends up just riding it out, and then he comes into next year with
He's basically
nothing.
got to win out. I have games against Jay and Liam, so at the very least, I should finish with 7 wins. And that's like losing out, or not Jay and Liam. I have Jay and Dan. And Jay
And it's not
yeah.
impossible. It's not impossible that he beats Bishop. Like, he could end up going on a run. It's not like his team's bad. It's just that, like, it's kind of the same with, like, my
He's
team.
got players
like,
on bad teams. He does this every year.
Yeah. Genty, I mean, luckily Achan's been good, but, it's Tet. Like, it's definitely, I think it's definitely a scenario that he ends up just doing what I
Biting the
did.
bullet.
Yeah. I think like Rossi realizes, like obviously like we're kind of shitting on him right now, but like I don't want anyone to get it twisted. Rossi's team is still really good on paper. But what's it called? Like he can, if he does sell, he can get a ridiculous haul. Like you know, between
got some
all the
players.
guys, he got some guys that he could go into the fresh division with, and have a shit ton of extra capital. I'm not in his division next year. Actually, none of us are. So if he sells, it doesn't matter.
All of
West gang,
West Division.
West gang.
You sure as.
You got Mr. West.
But yeah, I mean, I think all in all, this is definitely game of the week for a reason. Like Rossi's team is really still good, especially after that Kyron buy and Bishop's team. I mean, I don't need to say anything about it. We say it every week. So this is super. This is just gonna be a really good game.
This changes the fate of the league, definitely.
Yeah, and there's so much at line, especially if Rossi loses, he sells. If he bought or if he wins, like we could see Rossi go out and make even more moves. Like there's so much that could happen.
This could put Bishop's first round buy it. Like if Bishop drops this game, like there's definitely a chance the first round buy is at jeopardy a lot more than it would be otherwise.
Mm-hmm. You still have both games versus Joey and Mark, right, Bishop?
Yep, week 10, week 14.
Week
Wow.
14. I forgot about that. That would be heat.
What McCaffrey on bye?
Yeah, McCaffrey is on bye that week. One last thing I'll say about
Absolute cinema.
CJ's team is that he does play Sal week 11. So even if he does drop this game to me, he's still in a position to at least tie it up with Sal in the division going into like if he wins week 11. So I don't know. I don't think he should sell early is all, really.
You gotta play this week out.
Yeah, I think you just gotta wait.
Because like say his team puts up like $1.60, but you put up $1.70. Like I'm not gonna want to sell on a team that just put up $1.60 after I just poured so much capital into it. You know, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. And Rossi's gonna have a decision to make whether he wins or loses. Like he has a lot on his shoulders right now.
Yeah.
But that will be all for our game of the week.
And our guest.
And obviously, once again, Mr. Lindquist, thank you so much for Gilly Josh. Thank you so much for hopping on and answering all our questions and giving some comments. It's always a pleasure to have you on, brother.
Thank you for having me. I want to say I think it has been a very long opening, but I think that's when this is when this league gets really interesting, and I think this is what makes our league special because it's a pick trading redraft league. So it's almost like we just have so many things to talk about. So thank you guys for having me. I just want to say for all the players I traded, especially Jahmyr Gibbs, thank you for an amazing season. I'm sorry that, coach failed, team just couldn't pull through. And I hope you guys the best on different teams. And if you're also hearing this, I'm open to selling. Please hit my line. I love talking trade. I feel like Howie Roseman. It's like the best feeling ever. So please hit my line. And thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you for the players.
Thank you for Draco, bro. That's my guy.
All three of us got a player from Josh.
Literally. And it went in like order, bro. It was Gibbs with a nuke. London was like, a pretty solid trade, and then Smitty with some even more capital went in like a progression. That bull had a
I had 2 6s, and I don't like having 2 6s, so I figured
I also had 2 6s, and in the trade that we'll get to later, I ended up sending away Liam's 6, which is going to be 612. So that made me feel pretty good. But anyways, yeah, talking about Liam, we have what everyone is considering the Tank Bowl, the worst matchup we will have maybe ever see in GigaNuts history between Jay and Liam. Now, before we really get into this, John, I do want to ask a question. Do you think Jay will end up selling Debo or QJ by the deadline, or like considering how much their value has gone down? QJ just dropped a donut, Debo's put up some stinkers and missed like a game like 2 weeks ago. Like, do you think it's even worth it at this point?
I think that there's a world where a flex player on a good team goes down and someone gives up a pick. I think that Debo has the highest chance of getting traded on this roster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think QJ is really getting moved, because if he's good, he's keeping him. Like that, I think that's the
Yeah.
thing with that's the keeper. If
It's a
QJ
14.
if he turns the season back around, it's not like it's been awful. He had a bad week last week. The last couple weeks have been a little rough for QJ, but I think Debo could definitely be off the roster. I don't know about QJ though. I think QJ's here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think, but I don't even think anyone will want Debo. I think there's just other teams that you can get players from. So unless you're giving away Debo for like a 9 or something, like it'd have to be something incredibly low. And then at that point, if I'm Jay, I'm like, I'd rather have this to, you know what I mean, to maybe beat Dan with Debo and but like the round before the shitter, so I don't have to even think about being in the shitter or anything like that. So I mean, we'll see though.
Definitely will.
Yeah, I agree. You know, like I'm trying to think of like more things to say about this matchup, but it's like
Liam scored 100 points, guys. Woo!
I think that's second or third
Liam
time.
genuinely could get his first win this week.
I agree.
If there's a week, yeah. Does he play Dan? Liam?
No.
Do we
He
know?
already did.
No.
No, he did. They didn't play each other. They're both 0-7 or 0-8.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're
duh.
right. Yeah, duh. So yeah, this is if Liam is going to win a game, it will be this game. This is far and away the most odds that he has. So yeah, I mean Liam has Demont and Travis Hunter. You know, with Demont snap shares look like nothing recently. Travis Hunter actually had a really good week 8.
He did. He looked really good.
I think he had
week
like
7, but yeah.
was it week 7 or were they on bye last week? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Okay, week 7. I'm sorry. He had like over 100 yards. Saw his target share go up, so that could be nice. Whether he keeps him, which he could maybe, or he trades him for like an okay pick. But yeah, I mean, if y'all have anything else to say about this, please feel free. I'm blanking really hard. Are we all good?
Thankful Josh's segment was long. Let's move on.
Yeah. Moving on to our third matchup of the week, we have Luca versus Kyle. And I have a question for Bishop, if you don't mind. With this matchup, we obviously see Kyle with a fully retooled team, but going against a tough out of division opponent in Luca. After everything that's happened over the past 3 days, do you still view Luca as the top dog in D1, or do you think we have to see him make a move or two before he can reclaim that top spot?
Yeah, so it was kind of an open secret that Kyle was trying to get rid of Amon-Ra and get a little retool going. And it was very likely that it was going to a Division 1 team. And I kind of thought to myself that whoever got Amon-Ra was probably going to be the best team in D1. And Sal, you got Amon-Ra and Drake London. So I think that just makes it even better. Luka definitely needs to make another trade or two.
He's been trying.
Yeah, he has been trying. But it's hard because, you know, if you want to go out there and make that big splash, you got to give up a second, and he just doesn't have that second. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does and what trades, because I think he definitely will be making a trade here before the deadline. I don't know where or what it will be just quite yet, though.
Yeah, I think that this week is very much an opportunity for Luka to take it like we're still like a month and a half out, but to like an early cementing of the 1 seed. Because I think this season will be the most important year to get the bye in both divisions, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think,
100%.
I think Bishop, you are clearly the best team, but I don't see you as untouchable as Liam's was last year. I think Liam's team was more dominant than your team.
Okay.
Like right now. Like I think that your team was obviously better from the start. But what Liam's team turned into by the end of the year was a fucking 200 point a week monster, and like there was nothing. He had one bad week, I think, in the last 8 weeks of the year, and it was
probably like a $140.
That's what I mean. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, I think that if Luka can get this win, though, he can take an early like cementing of the 1 seed, which could be very, very, very nice for him with Sal's team looking as good as it is right now with JT leading the way. And I think that you'll definitely see him bounce back after last week. He had 2 of his best players on bye.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kyle, as much as I'm just going to talk about Kyle here. As much as it sucks to give up a wide receiver of the caliber of Amon-Ra, obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased because I'm the one that happened to get the trade through. But I really do like the move for Kyle. Like, it was no secret at all that Kyle's depth was ridiculous. Doing this trade landed him 2 startable, like comfortable start flex plays. He also netted Chase Brown and Bo Nix in what is, I would consider this a must-win week for Kyle. Maybe not fully, but with Curry's team still on paper better, like if he could win this and move up to 6-3, like this is really important. That's why he went out and tried to get Knicks from me. That's why I threw him in, because Hurts is on bye. So I really like Kyle's new squad. It sucks to not have a Monra, but it's just such a better look for his team. As for Luka, Luka's trying to buy. Obviously, like Bishop said, like a lot of people were saying that his offer for Amon Ra was better than mine. I gave up a 6th in the trade along with other players. He was giving up a 4th with slightly worse players. So it just depends what you value in a retool. But as for Luka, as happy I am with my team, like there's no doubt that Luka's team is still really scary. JSN has been a fucking freak. Trey McBride's starting to look a lot better. He has good matchups. It's very possible for Luka to win out. I was going through his schedule earlier to see if there's a chance I could steal the 1 seed. Outside of a week where he has really bad matchups versus John and myself, week 14, like he has a pretty cakewalky schedule. So I could absolutely see him. Like I think he has 2 losses right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes with 3. If that, he could honestly win out. Depending how week 14 and John, when do you play Luka? Week 11.
Week 11, yeah.
Week 11, how that goes. And obviously he's gonna buy someone. I don't know who it's gonna be because the buying market went from crazy flooded with Josh to empty because everyone went so fucking quick. So now the buyer market's dead again. So if I had to guess, if we see another team go and sell, such as like
Hey, the buy market's not dead. Everyone on my team's available. I made that very clear to the league.
So yeah, I mean, he could go with you if Rossi loses and he does sell. Eventually, he could go with Rossi. We know Curry might be thinking about a little retool. He could go get a stud from Curry's squad and give up something. So I think Luka, like Bishop said, definitely has to go make another move. It's just kind of like a matter of when and who.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, moving on to our next matchup of the week. We have our former special guest Josh going against Curry and Hammy. Normally, this probably would have gotten voted game of the week.
Yeah.
If this was 2 weeks ago. But it's not. And now Josh's team is one of the worst in the league, unfortunately, like we already discussed. I think this is a get right week for Curry. Even if his team does nothing, he can still go to bed Sunday night feeling extremely comfortable he's going to win. And I think me and John were talking about it a lot yesterday. Like, I think everyone knows Curry's team's not bad. It's just not everyone's clicking at the same time. So like 1 week Bijan will have 40 and Ibuka and like Javante will combine for like 15. And then Ibuka and Javante will go crazy and then Bijan drops a dud like he did versus Miami. I think that's why Curry's trying to retool is like his team's obviously great. It's just more of a matter
ridiculous
of
draft, man.
What was it?
Ridiculous draft.
Oh, dude. I mean, we've talked about it multiple times, but we can bring it up again, bro. The kid fucking murdered.
Enough has been said, but we know.
The mid round is ridiculous. He has great keeper options no matter which way he swings.
Hashtag blame Hammy. AJ Brown was not Ryan's choice. He would have had JT. He would have had Bijan JT if it was up to him.
He's the best team in the league if he has JT.
Curry sources
that
being
would be
Curry.
Well, thank you. I don't know if you watch these, Hammy, but if you do, I appreciate you so much, twin. Love you for life. Because hell yeah. But yeah, I mean that's about all I got. Obviously, there's not much to say about Josh. We already went into a pretty in-depth dive about his team. Curry's team's good. He should win, and I'm very excited to see where he takes his team moving forward.
Yeah, I also don't know if I have a lot to say about this. I mean, we did talk about Josh for a while, and then Curry's team just hasn't changed. It's kind of been the same story every
Curry's
week.
hurt again.
Yeah.
Who?
McLaurin.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Re-injured his quad. So.
Yeah. Is it the same quad that
Yes.
That's
I don't know. There's not much to say about this matchup though. Curry should take care of business.
Yeah. Love to see what
100%.
Curry does in the future though, especially after what Kyle just did.
Yeah, I think one last thing, Curry seen Kyle like make an effort to really like, although he lost to Monra, his team got better.
Yeah.
He'll have Saquon and Hurts back next week. Like I think that kind of puts Curry in a position where like, okay, I can't just ride out my team now. They have the same record, and I believe Kyle has a game on him. Right? Kyle beat him or Curry and
no,
him?
that you're thinking of Joey has the season sweep on Curry.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Okay.
Joey beat Curry by like point whatever.
Mm, yeah, but Curry has 3 losses. I'm pretty sure he lost to. Oh no, he lost to Josh. I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. But I think regardless of record, I think Curry seeing Kyle go out and like do that and like really embrace the retool, like I kind of think it puts him in a position where he has to at least do something by the deadline. He still has a good amount of time, and the buyer market will only get bigger. But I think Curry, it's inevitable that he will either buy or retool. So it's just kind of a matter of time for that. But it should be very exciting regardless of which route he takes.
Yeah.
Will be.
Moving along to our second of the last matchup of the week, we have Joey versus Dan. Before we get in depth on this, I do want to ask John a question. Given Bishop getting Gibbs, Kyle completely retooling his team. Obviously, Joey has swept Curry, but Curry's team's still really good. How important do you think it is for Joey and Mark to make a big splash before the deadline? In their case, a small addition, especially with Scatabo being out for the year, a small addition isn't going to hold up versus Bishop, and it's not a guaranteed hold versus Curry and Kyle in the playoffs. Like, who do you think they should be eyeing up?
I think they need a receiver. I think even with the Scatabo injury, they're a month away from Omarion coming back. They have the wins, and they've been putting up points with or without him. Flowers has been serviceable thus far. I just think a little more ceiling out of your wide receiver 2 position would be nice, and to be able to move Flowers into a flex option week in to week out would be a very nice luxury. I think that I think you could go after like a top a low end wide receiver 1 or like a Michael Pittman type would be beautiful on their team. I don't think they need the biggest addition. I think they need a receiver, and they need to just kind of keep playing all right. Like they've gotten through a hell of a schedule thus far and haven't really stopped this yet. And I mean, they score points every week. There's not many holes in that roster, man. Jamar looks good. I mean, Joe Flacco might be out this week, but we'll see.
So you think an addition as small as Pittman could be enough to give themselves a chance?
With the way that I know that Jacobs always picks it up at the end of the season, and I'll be the first to point that out. Jacobs hasn't had the year that he's had in years past in terms of domination. Dude, Emmanuel Wilson's getting like 10 carries a game for 60 yards. Imagine if Jacobs got that.
He has a calf injury. They're kind of just making him play through. He's like RB6 right now.
Yeah,
he did a back-to-back 30 points.
What I'm getting at is I don't think your team is infallible. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that we're in a Liam situation here where it's Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Brock Bowers, and Devontae Adams on the same fucking team.
No, it's just CMC, Puka, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, no, Puka hasn't played it.
Rashee Rice.
We haven't seen your team yet, and I think,
Yeah.
but my thing is I think Omarion really does bring a ceiling back to this team that they don't have right now. I think they realistic. I think they need a Drake London would have been beautiful for them, to be honest.
Yeah,
Drake London would have been a really cool, nice addition. I think there's still guys out there that they can get, but I think their running back position is fine. They have JK. I don't know why they wanted to sell him so much. He's been 15 points a week the whole season.
They were the only time they were trying to sell him is to acquire Amon-Ra. So
that's not true.
When else were they trying to sell him?
They asked multiple people about him. They shopped JK throughout the league to get an extra pick to try and go get better players. I do think he's just a piece away, though. The Ferguson trade is interesting. I don't know if it's worth a 6, but I think that's a welcome addition to the team nonetheless. I think that's a good move to make. I don't think a 6 is a great price, but I think that he's got an obscene target share all year, and I don't know why we're so upset about having a bad week against Denver. It happens. The whole team, Dallas, kind of just shit the bed. I've talked for a while though. I think that they don't need like a crazy. I don't think they need an Amon-Ra St. Brown to compete.
Yeah, I think that Ferg trade for a 6, maybe I don't love, but just having Ferg on the team in general, I think that can really win you a week because he has been dropping a lot of points. And if you go up against someone that their tight end only drops 8 points and Ferg goes out and drops you 25, like that could be what wins you that week, you know? So I do like the acquisition because Ferg has been balling pretty hard. He's been getting a lot of targets, especially in the red zone. So I agree that I don't know if they need something as big as Amon-Ra, but I do maybe think they need something a bit bigger than Michael Pittman. I think Drake London, like, I agree, was probably like a good like area to kind of like hang around in what they need.
Yeah, and London, like they totally could outbid me. I got London for a really good price.
Yeah, I agree.
And they have significantly more connections to Josh, considering Mark and Josh are, living together. So I was actually very surprised they didn't go after him.
I will point out that there is a very big likelihood if Rossi does lose this week that Joey and Mark are in his phone immediately.
Yeah,
that's
I think
confirmed.
I think if they do want to go
confirmed.
get a big guy, a big name, a CD Lamb or a Ted McMillan or both options. I think a Ted McMillan would be a really interesting buy. I don't know what the price at all would be.
Yeah.
Because you can't ask for a 4 because he's a 4th round keeper.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they go.
It's interesting.
I don't think they go after Ted.
I'm just saying the receivers on his team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Obviously can't air out too much, but Joey and Mark are definitely going to make a splash at some point or another. It's just, and it's I don't even know how to word it without I don't want to say anything too crazy because that it's all hypothetical. Because if one thing happens, they're not going to have a chance to get who they want, which is why I'm refusing to say it. But say everything goes how Mark wants it, and I'm guessing Joey as well. Like, team's gonna be really fucking good by week 12 because they'll have new players and Hampton back. And it's going to be, I hope it happens just because a hypothetical conference chip between Bishop's current team and what Joey and Mark's team could look like is.
Are we hinting at an H-Chan trade?
We're talking about a CD.
Oh, a CD trade? Okay,
and
I love that. And H-Chan.
Wow.
Which would be the best conference championship of all time.
I'd be interested to see what the fuck they're gonna give up for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
If Rossi gets fleeced again, I'd laugh.
You can't get fleeced when you're giving up 2 superstars.
We watched it happen already.
He did. Yeah. God,
let's wrap this up. Dan team sucks. He traded Chase Brown. There's no chance he's upsetting people on a week.
Oh yeah, we forgot to even mention that in the Kyle trade. Yeah, Chase Brown was included. Dan got a 6-pack. Then
very underrated piece of that trade. His playoff schedule is fucking potatoes.
Loved that for Kyle.
Love that for Kyle. That is a very big sleeper flex play for the rest of the season.
Yeah, 100%. But anyways, moving on to our last game of the week. We have a matchup that I have been itching at my fucking neck for since week 1. We have just because I like to shit talk someone that'll actually interact with me back instead of just saying nothing. We have, although we'll get into why it's not going to be as fun as it could be. We have myself versus John. But before we go on a little rampage, I do want to ask Bishop a question. Obviously, we have talked about a handful of trades, super big names being moved over the this past half hour. And out of all the previous ones from myself's team and John's team, which one do you think is the most impactful? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a least favorite?
Yeah, so I mean, looking at Sal's team, I mean, Sal definitely got better. I don't think John got better. I would say maybe he even got worse, but definitely got the capital to at least be okay with it. Yeah, it was super worth it. So looking at it from your perspective, Sal, it's interesting. Drake London does kind of have that question mark right now with the hammy, right? I believe.
Hip.
With the hip, yeah. So, you kind of, you hope that pans out, but that could really kind of bite you in the ass come playoff time.
But last year.
Yeah, knock on wood. But Amon-Ra, I mean, is huge. I mean, He's so huge, and he's getting 40-point games unlike last year when he just got 20 every week. So I think that trade's the most impactful because you also give up a lot of depth in that trade, or I guess just DK and T.
I gave up DK and T. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you supplement it with Amon-Ra and fucking Drake London, and you hope it'll be enough. I don't have a favorite or a least favorite. I think they were all good trades in the sense that for what you guys wanted to do with your rosters and what you gave up and what you got. So yeah, congrats for you guys for doing that.
Thanks, Mikey. I do want to say I will give John props because obviously like I want to sit here and say Amon-Ra is my favorite trade because like obviously it is, but if you put that aside, I think John's trade for Kyron is ridiculous. I know we talked about it, but considering I'm in a division with him next year, I was really pissed when it happened. The only reason that I didn't tell Rossi to get his head 4 inches out of his asshole is because I was honestly just amused to see how one could fucking do this. Like I was honestly I just wanted to eat popcorn and watch because I was in the Discord call. So I really like the John trade to get rid of Kyron, considering he got back a 4, 6, 8, and Diggs, and only sent off. What'd you send off?
Send it 7 and a 10, but I had 3 10s going into this week.
7 and a 10. And his capital was shit because not shit, but he was
had
missing...
no 4, no 5, no 7, no 8, and no 9.
Yeah. So he gets back his 4. He gets an extra 6. He gets an 8. He gets all this, and he gets he's potentially more than likely going to be a playoff team. He gets a startable flex and Diggs when he needs to. Like that's a great plug and play. And depending on how things goes, we can see him. We've seen him against Buffalo. He can be really good. So I just very, very happy. I'm not happy for you because fuck you, John. But from a unbiased D1 owner standpoint, great trade.
No, I think I could say the same thing about your trades. I think that you gave up an astonishing little amount. I think the Amon-Ra trade, I think that you definitely should have given up a 5th.
Yeah.
I think that it should have been like just a 6 is a little irate to me, not even like a 6 and an 8 or like a 6 and a 9 or something. I think that's a little weird. I also think that that Drake London price is obscene. That was weird. What did you give up for London? A 4 and a 7?
I gave up a 4 and a 7, got London in a 6.
Yeah, the fact that you got a 6 back in that is goofy, but
I like to sweet talk. I like to sweet talk my my trade members. I like to buy them a nice.
Yeah, you've definitely had the silver tongue this year in trade talks, but I don't know. As for the matchup, I have four or five players on bye.
A lot of which are great.
I don't have a tight end or kicker in my lineup this week. And if they weren't on bye, they were hurt before this week. So it's not a great week. I don't even know if I'm going to pick up a tight end and a kicker. I might just ride it out. Take the L, take it on the chin. Sometimes you don't check that Devontae Smith has a week 9 bye before you trade a 6th-round pick for him. and then you have to deal with the consequences of putting up probably like 80-ish points this week, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, this sucks. I was really excited to play you. And
there were always going to be buys, though. Like, as soon as I got Wilson, I kind of conceded this game.
Yeah. In
my head, because I was like, if the Bucky and Wilson are on bye, there's no shot in hell that I gonna. And then Fannin too, so it was like, there's no shot in hell I can put out a lineup. And then my kicker's on bye too. Yeah, like whole lineup's just. We're taking a break this week, guys. I'll see you in week 10. 15 game.
Get in the body right.
Yeah, dude, you gotta get the mind and the body and the soul, all that.
It's real.
Yeah.
Anything to say, Bishop?
It's just ridiculous that John is 5-3 and is second in points against, and he was second.
Better defense, guys.
The past 2 years, and
he was first 2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
You've been top 2 the past 3 years.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Defense, guys.
But other than that, yeah, I mean he's just a points against merchant, but we'll
I've made that, but I've gone far in the playoffs, so I'm not a points against merchant.
Yawn.
You don't count points against in the playoffs. You know this.
Unfazed.
Okay.
We
Ridiculous.
have gone over all of the
You're the only one allowed
matchups.
to say that, by the way, Bishop. You're the only one who's performed better than me in GigaNuts history. You and I guess Liam. But
Yeah.
that depends on how much we weight the first, second place finish he has.
When did you finish
Fancy
second?
me.
Was that 22?
Twice.
2020.
2020
Yeah,
and
he's been in
22.
22 counts. That's not
Oh,
the
he's
one.
been to the chip 3
2020.
times?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year was the first time he actually pulled it off. Yeah, 2020 though, 18 league and suspicious trades. Yeah.
Oh, some collusion?
Oh, that big time.
Definitely
Big
collusion in
time.
2020. 2020 is a
Yeah.
year of GigaNuts that we don't really think about. Rossi has his ring.
Isn't that
accounts.
Rossi's ring?
It's like the kid table at Thanksgiving ring though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got like the Paw Patrol.
We were on.
pullout
I
seat.
can't even access the league. I don't even know what the points were scored. I can't see a single matchup from that league, so it's not really that real. We just know it happened.
Probably
Yeah.
for the best.
Like a myth. It's becoming myth the longer it goes on.
Bro,
We'll
CJ
forget
making
about it by
CJ making the
2030.
playoffs is a myth to sell.
Hasn't been there since the 10 team. Yeah.
And this is my fourth year in the league. Like I'm not a rookie. Like I've had
He's
plenty of
been around.
opportunity. I've had plenty of
Missed 2
opportunity.
seasons, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do these record. Wait, do we have the record tallies? Did we do those?
Oh.
I definitely did not add up this.
All right, we'll be
past
back
week's
next week
protest
with the
shot.
record tallies.
Yeah, that's my fault. But we can make an Instagram post about it for anyone that's interested. I'll tally up this week's and we'll post it after this week. So I'll tally up week 8 and then these ones that you're about to see, and then we'll have a full one. But anyways, we'll start bottom to top again. Starting off, we have me versus John. I'm not gonna do a spread just because what John's rolling out with, but I have myself.
Yeah, I also have
I think
Sal.
this is a very, very, very off time I'll ever pick against myself.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling out a lineup this week.
I was about to say, you're literally gonna play without a kicker and a
If
tight
I have
end,
a chance to win this game, Sal, you got to really evaluate what these trades did for your team this week. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you're damn right.
I'll be back in week 10 and 11, guys. That's when you'll see my team back. Taking these 2 on the chin. I beat Kyle or Joey last week.
Yeah, you beat Joey.
I beat Joey last week, so I'm taking that of this rough 3 games. Hey, a win is a win, brother. Of these rough 3 game stretch, I'll take 2 losses. I told Sal actually going into this stretch I was cool with 1 and 2. If I could just steal 1,
Yeah.
I was cool with it, and then I'd have my players off of bye for the most part and with some good matchups. So
Yeah. No, understandably. Moving along, we have Joey versus Dan. I got Joey.
Joey's winning.
I don't have a spread. Fuck me, bro. Moving up, we have Josh versus Curry. I have Curry.
Curry.
We have
much to say.
Luca versus Kyle.
Interesting.
This one you can think about a little bit more. So,
Kyle has Saquon and Hurts on bye. He's starting
yeah, it's rough.
and Brees.
He's starting B-Rob,
yeah, he's
man.
starting B-Rob at that RB too.
but it makes it that much more exciting for next week when he has a full roster.
Oh my God, Derrick Henry's playing Miami on Thursday. What the?
Yeah. So as much as I do,
Luca's winning this game.
I do want to pick Kyle because him beating Luca would be huge for the potential 1 seed. I don't see it happening. I got Luca.
How does Luca always draft wide receiver 1? He just
Jay Asenza wide receiver 2 because he was just on bye or wide receiver.
But you know what I mean.
Jay
he had Jettas 2 years ago in 2023. He had Jamar Chase's rookie year.
He got Amon-Ra.
Ridiculous consistent, ridiculous consistency
3rd.
at the receiving position from Luca. He just can't draft running backs ever.
Yeah.
Kamara 2.9.
Tony Pollard last year was pretty solid until I traded for him, of course.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, Luca's winning that game.
This is fun. This is actually fun.
Bro, what are the matchups? Let's look.
Yeah, let's see if Liam can snag his first W. It's close.
It's only a 2-point favorite for Jay right now.
Yo.
No, I think Liam might win this game.
I got Liam, bro. He has Zam Knight versus Dallas, and they just released Michael Carter. Give me Liam.
Yeah, I'm picking Liam. The Addison and Hawkinson versus Detroit is a little scary, and Debo versus Seattle with Terry out, but
give me Liam.
I think Travis Hunter has a good week, and Liam actually gets his first win of the year. I want it.
Okay, I wanted to be the guy that said I wanted to be the one that went against everything and said I picked Liam, but I will say for Jay is that he also has Kareem Hunt and Pacheco's hurt, So that's not something we're thinking about instead of
He's
playing
not in the
Nick
lineup
Chubb.
yet.
Yeah.
Wait, that might sway.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely gonna sway. He has Kareem Hunt.
And Juwan Jennings might
Yeah,
play again.
and Xavier Worthy sucks at football.
Fuck, I wanted Liam to win. All right, I have Jay.
I have Jay.
Yeah, I have to go Jay.
You're such a bummer,
Yeah.
Bishop.
That sucks. You shouldn't have said that. And he's got Jawan Jennings against the Giants. Jay and Troy Frank. Jay's got some pieces that he can plug in. Liam does not.
Yeah, literally.
I hope he wins though.
I do
Liam,
hope
I'm
he
rooting
wins.
for you,
yeah,
man.
I'm rooting for him
absolutely.
heavy.
Yeah.
And then moving
you,
up
Liam.
to our bus-worthy game of the week, we have Bishop versus CJ. This is a really good matchup, even with how good Bishop's team is. I pray to God Bishop wins because
It's
then
a week of sweeping predictions, ain't it?
yeah, that pretty much guarantees me playoffs. So we're gonna go with Bishop.
I think Bishop just wins. He's got the better roster. I think Kyron doesn't push Rossi's needle. I think he should have won after a bigger player.
Kyron won't win you a chip.
He should have won after a bigger player.
Yeah, I'm excited. I have no one on bye this week. Everyone's healthy, so I'm excited to see the full squad with Gibbs. I definitely have me winning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
hard not to.
It's hard.
Yeah, a week of sweeps and predictions, but there's some interesting matchups this week, and we got to see how. It always comes down to how players play.
And it's also just bye weeks too. Some teams are just more affected.
Week
by the
9 is
byes.
weird.
Yeah.
Week 9 is
There's like what,
last 2
6
weeks.
teams on bye?
Yeah, week 8 and week 9 have been rough for bye weeks this year.
John got a player from each.
I had 2 on bye last week, and then I traded Kyron when he would have played this week. That was the other thing is I was supposed to have Kyron coming into this game,
Yeah, that would have been huge.
and now I don't. So
Shout out you not having Kyron. One less person to worry about.
hey, shout out me having a draft in new divisions. I haven't had. All right, I'm saying this so I don't have to say it for the rest of the pods. I am so happy that I'm not gonna have to sweat my ass off at the draft trying to maneuver and get capital and positions that I want. I could just draft.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be really nice for the first time in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been since I won the chip. I didn't have a draft, and then I had the bad year, and then after that, it's been other than the first that year I was bad and got capital. It's been the last 2 seasons. So 3 out of the last 4 years I've had no draft.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
Gotten by though.
It's
Impressive
nice.
work
It's
you've
nice
done
having
with
a
your-
draft. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
will say to all the owners that have had drafts and haven't been able to compete with me, fuck you, you suck. Just saying.
Just
Lock
saying.
But that pretty much does it for
Long episode.
week 9 GigaUP. Definitely, I would imagine
To
this
talk
has
about
gotta
this
be-
week though. This was the
so
most
much.
eventful week in like a month.
Yeah.
It's been the most
definitely.
eventful week of the season, in my
Definitely of the
opinion.
year too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think I think week 10, there's going to be some moves that happen after week 9. I think
Yeah.
when we come back here next Wednesday, it's probably
Might
going
be
to be
another
a
long
similar-
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely week 11. That week of the trade deadline, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
The trade deadline week is always weird.
I don't know. I think if Rossi loses this week, I think he waits to sell till week 10.
I agree.
That'd be the smarter thing because he should play me. Because even if I should lose this week and he'd be 1 game back.
That's what I'm saying. And then if he,
Plus, he's going to want to keep his team for rivalry.
yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Because if he gets shits on you, rivalry.
I mean, yeah,
bro,
no,
you're
the
gonna-
thing is, he'll be 1 game back, and if he beats, he'll be 1 game back if he beats me, and he'll have the season sweep.
Yeah.
For the first time in 3 years.
Damn.
Yeah. I swept him last year, and I think we split the other one.
I swept talk last year. I'm about to do that shit back to back. Easy money. But
I'm confident in my team next week, but yeah.
oh yeah, thank y'all for listening. We don't have a John for the special.
If you want to come on the thing, don't be a bitch and lock it.
Literally just
Text
actually
us.
come on and stop. Just
Yeah.
there doesn't even have to be, bro. Just text in the group
ask.
chat if you want
Just
to be the
ask.
special guest.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
ask. We'll say yes.
I promise you, we will.
Talking to you, Mark. Clear your schedule.
This one wasn't his fault. He did have shit to do, but if you want to be a special guest, please just text me, John, or Bishop, or put us in a group chat. Get frisky.
Yeah.
Show dedication. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see y'all next Wednesday, and that's
Thursday.
about it.
Peace.
See you next
Oh,
Thursday.
yeah, we film.
Yeah.